it's Christy. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to day 3 of my 2026 Valentine Card Series. Today I'm going to be making a card using Lawn Fawn's A Mole Lot of Love, Scent with Love, and the Scent with Love add-on. I've stamped my images in Lawn Fawn Jet Black ink and I'm going to be coloring it with my Copic markers. So I wanted to challenge myself today to use a very limited color palette. So I am starting with my brown shades. I'm using E42, E43, E44, and E47 for my moles. I'm actually only using the darkest 3 shades on their fur. So I'm starting with that E47 and laying my shadows in depending on how they're facing. I like to keep their faces nice and light. So for the one that is facing toward the right, his shadows fell on the left, or actually it's a her in the card that I'm creating. And then for the one that is facing toward the left, his shadows are falling on the right. He's the one with the glasses. So once I have the E47 laid in, I'm going to start blending that out with the E44, adding a bit more shadow around those little feet and paws. And then I'll come in with my highlight shade, which is the E43. I'm going to make sure to go over the edge of that E44 and pull it into the highlight shade so that we get a nice smooth transition. And I will do that for the boy mole as well. Just making sure everything is nicely blended so it looks like soft fur. Then once I have that done, I'm actually going to add just a touch of that E43 to the bottom of their faces. And then I'm going to blend that out with the E42. And I realized that I was going to want to go a little bit lighter for the top. So I brought in E41 as well. And then I'm also going to use that same combo for the tails, so that their faces and their tails, or their muzzle and their tails, both match. Once I'm done with that, I'm actually going to pull in a shade darker. So I'm going to grab that E49 and I'm going to use that to color in their little feet and paws. I'll also color in their noses. For the feet and paws, I'm going to use 3 shades, but for the noses, I just went in solid with that E49 since it was such a small little area. But for the feet and paws, I'm going to blend out with the E47, and then I'll use the E44 for the highlight. So they'll be nice and dark in contrast to that kind of like mid-tone fur. Because I'm using that limited color palette, I'm going to continue using these shades of brown for anything else that I want to be brown. So I'm going to do the chocolate part of my chocolate dipped strawberries using that same combo that I used for the little feet. So the E49 blended out with the E47 and then the E44. It's more of a dark chocolate, which is my personal favorite. And then I'm going to use some of these browns for the dirt as well. I started with the E44, blended out with the E43, and then used the E42 for the highlight. I'm going to keep that E41 and then add in the E40, and I'm going to use these for anything that I want to be white. I want it to be more of like a creamy white. I accidentally started with the E40 on the letter, so I did have to go back in and add a little bit of the E41 for some extra shadow, and then blend it out with the E40 once again, and then just left some of the plain white cardstock showing for the highlight. And then I'm going to color this little heart-shaped speech bubble in the exact same way. Just adding that E41 around the outer edges, blending in toward the center with the E40. And then I also grabbed the colorless blender since this is a larger image to just smooth out the transition between the E40 and the white cardstock. And then I'll also use this combo for the ribbon that is holding the box of chocolates closed. And again, used that colorless blender for the highlight. Then I'm going to move on to a red combo. I'm using R24, R29 and R39, and I'm going to color in anything that I want to be red. So it'll be the heart seal on the envelope, the outer box of the box of chocolates. I'm going to do that little trio of hearts. I forgot to do the small one with the R39, but that's fine. It's so small you won't notice. I'm going to do my strawberries and also those two little bows. So after laying in all of my shadows with that R39, I'm going to come in with the R29. It's a much more vibrant, almost fire engine red, and I'm going to use that as my mid-tone, just blending everything out, but saving a little bit of room for that R24, which is just going to pull this combo together and make it super bright. It almost glows when you have that R24, you know, as the highlight with the R39 as the shadow. It's just such a dreamy combination for me. So once I have all of my reds done, I'm going to just add a touch of BG10 to the glasses so that it looks like the glass is in the frame. Then I'm going to give my moles and worms some rosy cheeks using R20 and R22. Just a little oval shape with that R22, and then blending out with the R20. And I'm also going to add that to my worms. You can add it before or after you color an image, so I'm just going to do it now while I have them out. And then for my greens, I'm going to use YG11 and YG17. I'm going to add that to my strawberry caps, but I quickly realized that there wasn't quite enough contrast for me, so I did pull in the YG07 and just added a touch of that and then blended out with the other two shades once again. And then for the worms, I'm actually going to use the YG07 with the YG17 for the darker sections, and then the YG17 with the YG11 for the lighter sections. I did do a second layer on the darker sections just to increase that saturation and create a little bit more contrast. And then I trimmed these images out with their matching dyes. For my background, I have trimmed down a piece of Bristol Smooth Surface cardstock, and I am going to start blending on some Distress Oxide inks. I had this vision in mind of a panel that was bright red at the top and then fading to white at the bottom. So I'm adding some Candied Apple for my first shade, and then I'm going to darken up the edges with some aged Mahogany, just laying that in on the corners and across the top until I like the depth that I'm reaching. And then once I have that blended on, I'm going to go back to the Candied Apple and just make sure that I have that all blended nicely together. And then I'm going to bring in my third shade, which is going to be Worn Lipstick, which is a pink, but I'm adding such a small amount of it that it's just helping kind of transition that panel so that I have the half red and half white, like I mentioned. And then I'm just going to go back and increase the saturation on each of those shades one more time and smooth everything out. And then I'm going to add a little bit of distressing. So first I'm going to take some water and squirt that onto an acrylic block. I will pick that up with a thin paintbrush and then tap that all over the top half of that panel. I'm going to let that water react with the Distress Oxide inks for about 30 seconds, and then I'll blot it up with a paper towel. Then I'm going to add some of the aged Mahogany to that block, and I'll just use the leftover water that is on there to make that a little bit more fluid, and I'll tap that all over the top half as well. Some of it is going to get on the bottom half, and that's fine. I want it to actually kind of be pulled together by those speckles. And then I'm going to add a little bit of that Worn Lipstick so that we also get a bit of that pink shade in the mix. I'll tap that all over the background as well and allow some of that to filter down into the white area. And then I wanted to have just a little bit of gold as well. So I'm taking this softer gold shade from my Gansai Tambi Starry Colors. I added a little water to mix that up, and I'm going to tap that all over the panel as well, including on the lower half. And then I'm going to set this panel aside to dry. I'm going to move on to my die cuts, and first I'm going to take the Quilted Heart Backdrop Portrait and die cut that out of some Lawn Fawn Lobster cardstock. And then I'm also going to take the Giant XOXO and die cut that from the same shade. And I'll just remove all of the extra little hearts from that die so that it's ready to use next time. And I did use a craft pick to get those little hearts out. You can also save those and use those as shaker material or embellishment on your cards. I am not going to be using them on today's card, but I do often like to use those. Next, I'm going to take the stitched scallop rectangle frames, and I'm going to die cut that out of some speckled eggshell cardstock. And then I'm going to take the center portion, and I'm going to die cut that Giant XOXO out of that as well. So now I'm going to take that Quilted Heart Backdrop Portrait die cut, and I'm going to add some liquid glue all over the back of this, just trying to stay away from the little hearts. And I had just rinsed out the cap of this glue because it was getting a little bit gunked up, and then I refilled it as well. So that's why the glue in that one corner looks kind of watery. But I'm going to add thin little beads of glue all between these little hearts going in both directions, because you want these panels to be adhered really well, or else you don't get the effect of the two-tone cardstock. If I want those kind of creamy hearts to show through well, this needs to be adhered down solidly, or any kind of shadow is going to kind of ruin the effect. So I'm making sure that that is on there nice and firm. And then I'm going to take that stitched scalloped rectangle frame, and I'm going to glue that to the Distress Oxide inked background that I did. And the speckled eggshell cardstock matches really well with the Bristol smooth surface. So I think that works nicely together. The Bristol is just a tiny bit brighter, but they are a good match. And then I'm going to take that Giant XOXO that I die cut out of both of the colored cardstocks, and I'm going to figure out which one I want to be on top. Honestly, I thought it looked really great both ways, and I was almost leaning toward having the speckled eggshell on top, but I thought that against the white background, the red was just a little bit bolder on top, so that's what I decided to go with. So I'm just adding some liquid glue to the back of the red version, and then I'm going to glue that to the speckled eggshell version, but just shift it slightly to the right so that we get a nice drop shadow on the left. Then I'm ready to start assembling this card. I've added some Scotch 3M foam tape to the back of the focal panel, so I'm just going to peel off those release papers, line that up in the center of the card. I'm kind of using the heart cutouts as a guide to make sure it's on there evenly, and then I'll press that down into place. Then I'll add some more liquid glue to the back of the XOXO sentiment, and I'm going to glue that down in the bottom half of that panel. And it will hang over the edges a little bit, but I like how that looks. So once I have that on, I'm going to bring in my images. And I'm going to take the main 4 images that are kind of going in the center of the card. The rest of the scene is going to be built around. And I'm going to lay those out first just to make sure that I have my placement right. And then once I'm happy with how that's looking, I'm going to start picking up the moles first because they are actually going to be layered behind the envelope. So I'm going to add those on the left and the right. And they are just really close to the outside edges so that their tails are kind of touching the frame. And then between them, I'm going to place that envelope. And then above them, I'll add that heart speech bubble that says, "I really dig you," which I think goes really well with both the moles and the worms. So that's the reason I chose that one to stamp in that little heart. And then I'm going to put the trio of hearts between the letter, the envelope, and that speech bubble. I'll take the box of chocolates and add that over to the right side below the boy mole. And then I'm going to add the worm popping out of the ground over on the left to kind of balance that out. I'll place the other worm, which is going to be the boy worm in this little scene that I'm creating, and add him kind of towards the center. And then between the two worms, I'm going to have those two chocolate dipped strawberries. Chocolate covered strawberries are actually my husband and I's go-to Valentine gift. We don't do much, but we always get chocolate covered strawberries. I'm going to add one of the bows to the girl mole's head, and then the other bow I'm going to add to the boy worm's neck so that he has a little bow tie. I thought that was just a cute little detail to add. He's super tiny, which makes the bow look super sized, but that kind of adds to the whimsy of the whole thing. I'm also going to add a bit of glitter to this card, so I am grabbing some Stardust stickles, and I decided to add it to anything that was red. So I did the little trio of hearts, I did the edges of the strawberries, I did the bow and the bow tie, and then I'll also do the box of chocolates and the little heart on the envelope, the little seal. And then, of course, I also had to add it to the sentiment since that is red. So I'm just going to go about maybe like a third of the way up each letter and add a bit of sparkle to that. That also kind of helps define the bottom edge. And I feel like it ties into the speckles of the background. And at this point, I realized that I forgot to stamp on the inside of my card. So I popped it into my MISTI. I can't close the door of my MISTI because that would smudge all the Stardust stickles that I just added, but it will at least hold it straight in position. And then I just picked up the stamps that I wanted to use with an acrylic block, and I'm stamping them in lobster ink. So I did the little mole that's popping out of the soil and the sentiment that says, "You're my soil mate," which I thought went well with the "I really dig you" sentiment on the front. So there is my finished card. I'll lift it up so you can see all of the sparkle and shine and give you another peek at the inside. I had a lot of fun creating this one, so I hope you guys enjoyed it too. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button and leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell if you want to be alerted when I post new videos. All the products I use will be listed and linked in the description bar below in case you'd like to pick up anything for yourself. And I'll also put up day 3 of the previous 2 years of Valentine Card Series in case you'd like to keep watching. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you soon in the next. Bye-bye.